June 27, 2013. Thousands of fans filled the Barclays Center. The 2013 NBA draft wasn't expected to produce the next Michael Jordan or even the next LeBron James. But everyone believed one thing. The first overall pick was already decided. Analysts agreed. Scouts agreed. Fans agreed. Cleveland had several safe options. And then, everything changed. When Commissioner David Stern stepped to the podium, nobody inside the arena was prepared for what came next.
With the first pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Anthony Bennett of Toronto, Canada, and the University of...
For a moment, the entire basketball world seemed frozen. It wasn't just a surprise. It was one of the most shocking draft selections in NBA history. But here's what most people never understood. Anthony Bennett didn't become the biggest draft bust that night. His story had already begun to fall apart long before he ever played a single NBA game. The Cleveland Cavaliers were searching for a new beginning. 3 years earlier, LeBron James had left. The franchise had lost more than its biggest star. It had lost its identity. But luck gave Cleveland another chance. They won the draft lottery, and once again held the first overall pick. Almost every mock draft had the same names at the top. Nerlens Noel, Victor Oladipo, Otto Porter Jr., Alex Len. Anthony Bennett wasn't supposed to be one of them. Most analysts projected him somewhere between 5th and 10th. Number 1, almost nobody saw that coming. When David Stern announced Anthony Bennett's name, confusion spread across the arena. Cameras captured puzzled faces. Television analysts looked at each other, searching for an explanation. Even before Bennett reached the stage, social media had already exploded. Yet through all the confusion, Anthony Bennett smiled, because to him, this wasn't a mistake. It was the greatest night of his life. What he couldn't know was that the celebration would soon become one of the heaviest burdens any number 1 pick had ever carried. So the question is, if nobody expected Anthony Bennett to go first, then who exactly was he? Long before NBA arenas, before television cameras, before millions of fans knew his name, Anthony Bennett was just a kid, growing up in Toronto, Canada. Basketball wasn't supposed to be his future. In fact, for much of his childhood, it wasn't even his main sport. Like many Canadian kids, he played everything: soccer, football, basketball, but one thing quickly became impossible to ignore. His body, strong, powerful, explosive. By high school, college scouts had started paying attention, not because Anthony Bennett was the most polished player, but because his athletic potential seemed limitless. At 6'8", nearly 240 pounds, he moved like a guard, but finished like a power forward. At UNLV, Bennett averaged over 16 points, 8 rebounds, and shot efficiently from almost everywhere on the floor. Coaches loved his versatility. Scouts loved his upside. NBA executives loved his potential. There was only one problem. Nobody believed he was the best player in the draft. Every mock draft, every expert, every prediction placed someone else at number 1. Behind closed doors, while the basketball world debated no, Oladipo, Len, and Porter, Cleveland was quietly preparing to shock everyone. From the outside, Cleveland's decision looked irrational, but inside the Cavaliers' war room, the conversation was very different. They weren't asking, who is the best player today? They were asking, who could become the best player 5 years from now? Nerlens Noel, the projected number 1 pick, had suffered a serious ACL injury just months before the draft. Some teams feared he might never become the same player. Victor Oladipo was considered one of the safest prospects. Otto Porter Jr. offered consistency. Alex Len had size. Anthony Bennett looked different. He could score inside, shoot from outside, run the floor, attack bigger defenders, and play multiple positions. In today's NBA, that sounds normal. In 2013, it sounded like the future. Cleveland believed the league was changing. Bigger wasn't always better anymore. Versatility was becoming basketball's most valuable skill. Bennett represented that vision, a powerful forward with guard-like skills. On paper, the gamble made sense. Cleveland wasn't trying to surprise the basketball world. They believed they had discovered something everyone else had missed. But before Anthony Bennett could prove Cleveland right, something happened that almost nobody remembers today. Shoulder surgery. And from that moment on, nothing would go according to plan. Before Anthony Bennett could even begin his NBA career, he was already trying to recover from shoulder surgery. The operation forced him to miss valuable off-season development. No summer league, limited training, very little time to prepare for the biggest step of his life. When training camp finally began, Bennett wasn't 100%. He looked slower than expected, heavier than expected, and far from game shape. Every missed sprint, every late rotation, every difficult possession became another reason to doubt him. Then came the games, and nothing improved. He missed shot after shot after shot. Through his first 4 NBA games, Anthony Bennett failed to make a single field goal. Not one. The NBA moves fast, but public opinion moves even faster. It didn't take weeks. It didn't take months. It took only a handful of games for people to give Anthony Bennett a label. Bust. confidence is fragile, especially for a 19-year-old, carrying the weight of an entire franchise. Every missed shot became hesitation. Every mistake became fear. And every game became another reminder that he was supposed to be the #1 pick. Less confidence led to fewer minutes. Fewer minutes led to more pressure. More pressure led to more mistakes. And before anyone realized it, the season had become a downward spiral. The shocking draft pick had become the league's favorite punchline. But the hardest part wasn't missing shots. It was trying to rebuild a career while the entire basketball world had already decided who you were. In the NBA, talent gets you drafted. Confidence keeps you there. And Anthony Bennett was losing his one game at a time. Every missed shot made him hesitate. Every mistake made him think. And in the NBA, thinking for half a second too long can be the difference between success and failure. The criticism never stopped. Every game became another headline, another joke, another reminder that he was the #1 pick. For most young players, development happens in public. For Anthony Bennett, so did every failure. And once confidence disappears, getting it back is often the hardest game of all. Cleveland had made its decision. Anthony Bennett would get another chance, just not in Cleveland. Just 1 year after being selected first overall, Anthony Bennett was traded. Cleveland had already moved on. It was a stunning fall. One season, one #1 pick, one franchise, already looking elsewhere. Toronto, Brooklyn, the G League, Europe, Asia. Every stop offered the same promise, a fresh start. And every time, people wondered, maybe this is where he finally turns it around. But the breakout never came. Not because he stopped trying, but because sometimes confidence never returns to where it once belonged. The player once introduced as the future of a franchise had become a basketball traveler, still searching for the career everyone believed he would have. History remembers Anthony Bennett for one reason: the biggest draft bust in NBA history. But history is rarely that simple. The 2013 NBA draft would eventually produce all-stars, champions, and future Hall of Fame conversations. Anthony Bennett simply wasn't one of them. But his story wasn't written by one bad decision alone. A shoulder injury, lost development time, crumbling confidence, relentless pressure, constant change. None of them would have guaranteed failure, but together they became impossible to escape. And maybe that's the real lesson. Sometimes the biggest draft bust isn't just a player, it's a decision, a system, and a moment in time that never came together. Anthony Bennett will always be remembered as the #1 pick who never lived up to expectations. But maybe his story isn't just about failure. Maybe it's about how quickly potential can disappear when talent meets pressure before it's ready. Every number tells a story. Every legend leaves a legacy. And every forgotten career leaves an echo. This is Echoes of Greatness.